Welcome to The Purpose Party, the podcast that inspires you to reset, renew, and realign. I'm your host, Tanya M., and today we're going to chat about travel and wellness with Candida Khan, who you affectionately refer to as Didi, the Trini Nutritionist and Dietitian. We'll discover diet and lifestyle tips for the future travel banton, as well as tourists traveling for the holidays, aka the holidays. So bring your bubbly, tell your BFFs, and join us as we dish all the details in our purpose party. Today is a dietitian, nutritionist, chronic disease specialist, lifestyle expert, owner of Didi's Nutrition Consultancy, author of 50 guiltless chocolate recipes, internet personality, and brand ambassador. She's Trinidad and Tobago's Health and Wellness Youth Award winner 2019. She's a master's graduate from the University of the West Indies, Mona Campus, Jamaica. She's also recognized as an influencer by the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs. She has the kindest and sweetest soul, and we can't wait to welcome Candida Khan to our party. Hi, Didi. Thanks for popping by.
Hi.
The Purpose
Thank
Party.
you so much. That's such a great introduction. I really appreciate it. It's so sweet.
Tell us, how have you been? What's new?
Okay, well, for all who don't know, I'm Didi, chronic disease specialist, and honestly, everything that I do is just to add to the wellness of the population. So my passion stems from chronic disease management because you see all these lifestyle diseases plague our country and the world really, and a lot of people suffer and die because of it, and it's 100% preventable, based on just eating habits. So understanding that kind of pushed me into specializing and just niching down in this area. So everything I do honestly stems around it. So all my products and services, all my recipe books, all my motivational books, my healthy snacks, my consultancy services, like programs and consults, are all geared towards that. So everything that I could possibly do, it's really tailored to helping persons to become the happiest and healthiest versions of themselves.
5 questions for you. So some of these are situation questions, okay? So you have to think really fast. So you're about to leave the country for an emergency trip to Europe. What is the one Trini thing you can't leave without packing?
Trini? This is a weird answer, but it's obviously my passport and ID.
So you just returned from 5 years abroad. What is the first thing you eat when you return to Trinidad, and why?
Okay, so this one is totally obvious. Because this is like my guilty or guiltless pleasure: chocolate. Any chocolate, but obviously our local chocolates, dark chocolate specific.
So roti is to curry, as Trinidad is to
what?
so roti is to curry.
Roti is to curry,
and Trinidad is to
Tobago.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's great. All right.
Like, bread and butter kind of thing.
Tell me your Trini without actually saying the word.
Oh, without saying
am
it.
Trini. Yeah. How can I identify you as a Trini? How will I need to somewhere?
I don't know.
What's the Trini?
I am so bad at filling in the blanks with songs. Honestly,
it's a Kessa.
Oh Lord, you're killing me. Everybody will be like, how does Didi not know this? Yeah, I have no idea. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to help me out.
Once a Trini reaching your fat is niceness.
Once a Trini reaching your fat is niceness.
Travel is back and restrictions are dropping, but expectations not so much.
That's true.
People are experiencing travel differently, and some of us are concerned about fear of traveling and getting sick in a foreign country. We can research more
Yeah.
about the healthcare systems, update our travel and health insurance policy and coverage. But what else can we do on our end to plan for or manage this situation?
I mean, it's extremely scary when you think about it, because the truth is, if you get sick in a different country, you have to depend on their health system and their doctors and their facilities and whatever is available in terms of medicine and all of that over there. So in terms of preparedness, you would have, I would say, definitely pack things that you know that you need, just in case, like backup. So like if you have a chronic disease like diabetes, or if you have pressure issues, you take, if you're on meds, definitely take those. But in terms of eating habits, you see, because what I do is I help persons to eat to overcome their lifestyle disease and to learn how to nourish their body no matter where they are around the world, because food and nutrition is everything, and every human needs food to survive. Like, we all eat everywhere around the world. So it's really and truly just understanding about the different foods out there, what foods belong to what food groups, how to balance when you go over there, checking out the groceries, understanding what's in what you eat, so that you could choose better when you do go over there, and choose things that you could still balance and still eat to not to like reach your goals and maintain your goals, and not to overeat and get sick, or to eat things that will make your sugars go up, for example, or your pressure go up, that will cause you to be unwell when you go on vacation. So on top of understanding that you are still responsible for yourself 100 times over, take any necessary precautions by learning about and understanding what you could do on your end in terms of eating, and making sure that you do your research with the place that you're staying and the grocery where it is and the food places. And because everywhere you go, you're gonna have to make sure you eat at some point. You have to keep hydrated, and because you're not gonna like survive if you don't nourish your body. And
definitely.
So it's really and truly about that, and understanding like about balance, and then adjusting. No matter where you go, you learn about their culture and their foods and what's available and what's local, and then you adjust your grocery shopping list to suit your preferences and your health, and it really, once you understand that, it just becomes so much easier and it's less scary. But once you don't understand that, it's extremely scary, because now it's like, what do you do? How do you eat? How do you balance? And then if you take your meds and your pressure kits, and you take these things, and you see or you feel sick, and you see these things going up, and you don't know how to get it back down because it's not working, and then seeking healthcare, that's when situations become very, very stressful. And it's a lot of extra expense on a vacation where you really just want to relax, you're going to enjoy the culture, enjoy the country. So yeah, I think it really comes down to understanding about nutrition, lifestyle, what you have, how to manage it, and then that knowledge is for you to keep the rest of your life, and you could adapt wherever you go.
Traveling with lifestyle disease or chronic disease, and I think not knowing how to manage this and still be able to enjoy themselves is a bit of a conflict for them, because diagnosed with a lifestyle or chronic disease is debilitating, and sometimes it's just downright depressing for some more than others. How could we unpack and deal with this while still ensuring we enjoy our next trip? How do we do that?
Yeah, so let's break it down. All lifestyle diseases stem, well, the ones that I focus on, right? Weight, diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. Now, when you travel, usually, typically, local foods are, or the cultural foods that you always want to taste and eat and try, they may not be well balanced. There might be high fat, there might be high sugar.
Yeah.
It might have a lot of things that would not be as nutritionally beneficial to you. But so for example, if you know that you want to eat certain things and taste certain things, you could definitely take precautions depending on, let's say, if you have a specific type of diabetes. Like with type 1, it's more like insulin, and you could adjust to suit. With type 2, it's more like you would have to find a way to still balance. So like, let's say if you don't go alone and you have other friends or family or somebody else with you, and you want to taste, like, you could eat everything, but once you understand, like, don't try to eat out the entire thing. Try to like taste different things that have different nutrients in it. Like if something is high sugar, for example, and another one is high fat, and then another one might be high in protein, you can have a little of all instead of just trying to eat the whole, like all the high sugar together. That will obviously spice sugars, So like if you share with everyone, like if you buy something, because usually portions are so big when you buy things locally, because it's like, they make it a lot, that you just buy one of each, you share it around, and everyone sort of gets a taste and gets a sense of whatever is the dish, and you're full and you're satisfied, and in that way you balance it a lot better. And you don't have to worry and stress over anything spiking. Same with weight goals. It's more like when you overeat or overconsume, because it's like, oh my God, this tastes so good, I want to have it, right? And you want to eat it out.
Oh my God.
And that's completely understandable, right? But once you see, balance is key, and a lot of the times you could still 100% enjoy what you love, what's given to you, but enjoy it for your own body. Like everybody reaches a point of fullness, and it's more like, don't cross that fullness, because as soon as you cross it, it's like wastage within your body, because it's just going to be stored as fat. And that's just how it is, because your body only needs a certain amount. Your body will give you cues that you're full and satisfied, and you could always just take it home, leave it as leftovers. It's completely okay, and that's something that I feel like we need to really normalize, because eating it out because of the fact that, okay, well, you're given this portion and it tastes good, and then it's like, yeah, you feel the fullness, but you just don't want to take it home for whatever reason. I feel like where the problems lie. Like if you stop, you're fully satisfied, don't force it, just leave it as leftovers, take it home, enjoy it later, enjoy it tomorrow. It tastes good, and you could eat more tomorrow, and that will be even better, because now you can spread it out for a few days and enjoy whatever it is that you're eating over a few days, and that way it wouldn't add to your illness, it will add to your wellness, it'll make you feel good, and you will actually reduce your stress hormones in that way too, because you'll have a feel good that, hey, I control myself, and look, I have more today, and I have some for tomorrow too, and it tastes good, and leftovers always taste good too, because it soaks in all of that flavor, and everything soaks in overnight, and it just tastes better, I find. And in terms of like the other one was like heart disease, cholesterol, and blood pressure, right? So the only thing is, like, with balance and like salt, you see, foods have a lot of salt in it, especially when you're buying out or when you're traveling, because they want you to crave more, and it adds a lot of flavor. So it just comes down to making sure that you are fully hydrated, that you don't eat maybe high salty foods, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Like you maybe choose one meal where that you buy the food out, or you try the cultural food that might be a little bit salty, and then you try to combat it later on. Like if you get home, drink some herbal tea, or do some relaxing and de-stressing, and that will help to bring down your pressure, and in that way you could still compensate for the lifestyle disease, and making sure that you still recover at the end of the day. So there are honestly so many things that we could do, but it's just the awareness of it is the problem. Like because if people ask for advice, or even get consults and talk about it, how they're going to achieve or maintain their health when they travel, where they're traveling to, what the food options are, what they want to have, what they want to taste, what their lifestyle diseases are. That will just make the trip so much easier and so much stress-free, because now you understand. And then when you go and you implement the changes, it's just easier to manage. And instead of worrying about the lifestyle disease, now you can just enjoy everything.
Tourists who travel for the holidays, a time for food, fun, and festivity. I think you touched on some of those points earlier, in terms of managing their diet and lifestyle at a time when it's so much more appealing to overdo it.
Yes, exactly. And then you see, it's like, this is the only time of the year when you get certain things that you just feel like, oh my gosh, I just have to have more and more and more. And that's the problem. It's because of the thought that this is the only time when I'm going to get it. And that's what makes you feel the cravings and the urges to just not want to stop. But so it's really 100%, like you said, about your mindset. It's about your mind, your thoughts about food. Because once you develop a healthy relationship with food and you understand that it's not going to be, that you can't ever eat these things again, you could always have them again. You put yourself in a different position and a different relationship with food. And then in that way, you don't indulge. You eat to enjoy and to satisfy. You don't eat because you think you could never have it again, so you have to overeat and overconsume. Even though you feel sick to eat it out, you'll still do it. So it's a huge shift when it comes to like your relationship with food, and then developing healthy habits and all of that. And it's 100% to do with your thoughts. That's all that it takes. You don't need to be limited. In other words, you don't need to feel limited. You just need to learn about balance and your body and what's best for you, and it will all work out.
Wow. So Didi, I guess we're ready to say yes to new adventures, come what may or may not. How can they reach out to you or get in contact with you for future consultation?
So I do have well, my consultancy is virtual, but I do have 2 locations as well at doctors' offices. So you could WhatsApp 1-868-480-5380 and book a consult. You'll get all the information there. My website is also available, Didi's Nutrition Consultancy, and well, it's newly on Google, so I'm now getting reviews. So I'm so happy about that. Like people just coming and writing, and I'm like, that's so sweet. I just get so emotional reading all the happy results, and it's just a nice
manifestation. Amazing and positive.
Yeah. And I also have my social media links. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as Didi the Trini DN. So the DN stands for Dietitian, Nutritionist, and well, Trini is because I'm Trinidadian. And then Didi is my social media nickname of my home.
Thanks for popping
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for thinking of me. Like, I really enjoyed our conversation. It was very, very nice. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was. You came, you sprinkled your pixie dust, and you blessed us with your presence and all these incredible tips.
Oh, I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Until next time, be kind to yourself and take care of each other. Bye.
Bye, everyone.